$18.9 million for a single coin. That's not a typo. That's what someone paid at auction in 2021 for a piece of metal smaller than your palm. But here's the kicker. The US government tried to melt every single one of these coins back in 1933. Right now, scattered across America, are 15 coins that aren't just metal. They're the most valuable pieces of American history ever found. If you're enjoying these videos of hidden wealth, give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. Have you ever found anything valuable by accident? Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing historical discoveries. Starting at number 15, the 1866 No Motto Silver Dollar. $1,207,500. That's what this coin sold for. And what makes it so valuable is incredibly simple. It's missing 4 words that were supposed to be there. In 1865, Congress passed a law requiring all coins to display, "In God We Trust." But when the Philadelphia Mint started producing silver dollars in 1866, they used the old dies. The Mint quickly realized their mistake. And rather than release coins that violated federal law, they melted almost all of them down. Fewer than a dozen of these coins are believed to exist. While millions of silver dollars were produced in later years with the proper motto, these no motto specimens are almost impossible to find. This represents 1866, just 1 year after the Civil War ended. America was putting "In God We Trust" on its currency as a statement of national unity during Reconstruction, but the Mint had already started production with the old dies, realized their mistake, and melted almost everything down. What makes this coin remarkable is simple. It was never supposed to survive. Every example that exists today defied destruction, making it a piece of American recovery that was literally saved from the furnace. Number 14, the 1870 Carson City Double Eagle. $1,440,000 for a $20 gold coin that represents the wild frontier of American expansion. The Carson City Mint opened in 1870, right in the heart of Nevada's silver boom. This was frontier territory, rough, dangerous, and packed with prospectors chasing dreams of instant wealth. The Mint was built to handle all that Western gold and silver. But they had problems from day one. Only 3,789 of these double eagles were ever minted. Most of these coins went straight into circulation in the rough mining camps, where they were heavily used, damaged, or lost. Today, finding one in decent condition is like striking gold all over again. The double C mint mark, CC, has become legendary among collectors. It represents the last days of the American frontier, when gold coins were everyday currency in places where civilization barely had a foothold. This particular example sold in 2024, proving that the mystique of Carson City gold is stronger than ever. Number 13, the 1894 San Francisco Barber Dime. $1,997,500 for a 10-cent piece. Let that sink in for a moment. Only 24 of these dimes were ever struck at the San Francisco Mint. 24, not 24,000, not 2,400, 24 coins. And here's the mystery. Nobody knows exactly why they made so few. Some experts believe they were struck for special collectors or mint officials. Others think they were made for assay purposes, to test the mint's equipment. What we do know is that most were probably spent as regular dimes, because who would save a 10-cent piece in 1894? Today, fewer than 10 examples are known to survive. Think about that. People carried these around in their pockets, spent them on newspapers or candy, completely unaware they were handling what would become the most valuable dime in American history. The 1894 San Francisco dime has become legendary among numismatists. It represents the ultimate needle-in-a-haystack story, a coin so rare that finding one would be like winning the lottery twice in the same day. This particular example sold in 2016, proving that sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest price tags. At number 12, the 1893 San Francisco Morgan dollar, $2,086,000. And what makes this particular Morgan dollar so special isn't just its rarity, it's its absolutely pristine condition. The 1893 San Francisco Morgan is already one of the rarest dates in the entire Morgan series. Low mintage, heavy circulation in the rough mining camps of the West. Most examples were beaten up, worn down, or simply lost. This one survived in what collectors call mint state 67 condition. That grading designation means everything in the coin world. We're talking about a coin that looks exactly like it did the day it left the San Francisco Mint over a century ago. It's a time capsule from the Wild West era preserved in silver. The certified acceptance gave this coin their green sticker of approval, meaning it's not just graded 67. It's a premium quality 67. In the world of Morgan dollars, that's like finding a perfect diamond. This coin sold in 2021, proving that condition is everything when it comes to America's most beloved silver dollar series. Number 11 brings us the 1911 Denver Indian Head Eagle, $2,185,000 for a $10 gold coin that represents a moment of transition in American coinage. This is one of approximately 50 wire rim specimens. The wire rim refers to a razor-thin, raised edge around the coin, a transitional feature that appeared when the mint was switching between different production techniques. 1911 was a pivotal year for American gold coins. The old barber designs were giving way to the stunning new St Gaudens style, and this Indian head eagle sits right in the middle of that artistic evolution. It's like owning a piece of the exact moment when American coin design was being revolutionized. The Denver mint mark makes it even rarer. While Philadelphia and San Francisco were the main production facilities, Denver was still finding its footing as a mint. Production numbers were low, quality control was inconsistent, and survival rates were even lower. Only about 50 of these wire rim eagles are known to exist, making each one a museum-quality piece of American gold coin history. This example sold in 2011, exactly 100 years after it was minted. At number 10, the 1652 New England Threepence, $2,520,000 for a coin that predates the United States by over a century. This tiny silver coin was struck in 1652 by the Massachusetts Bay Colony, making it one of the earliest examples of American coinage. We're talking about money made when the colonies were still under British rule, when the idea of an independent United States was unthinkable. Only 2 examples of this specific coin are known to exist. This particular specimen was discovered in 2016, sending shockwaves through the numismatic world. Imagine finding a piece of pre-Revolutionary War currency that almost nobody knew existed. The Massachusetts Bay Colony was technically violating British law by minting their own coins, but they were 3,000 miles away from London and needed currency for trade. These simple silver pieces, marked with NE for New England, represent some of the first acts of American monetary independence. After nearly 400 years, this coin survived with enough detail to be authenticated and graded. It sold for $2.5 million in 2024, proving that American colonial history commands premium prices. Number 9, the 1787 Brasher Dublon, $2,990,000 for a coin that technically isn't even a United States coin. Ephraim Brasher was a New York goldsmith and silversmith, and in 1787, 3 years before the first official U.S. mint opened, he was making his own gold coins. This was private money, backed by Brasher's reputation and the quality of his gold. Each Brasher doubloon bears his personal mark, EB, punched into the gold as his signature of authenticity. Only a handful of these coins exist, making them among the rarest pieces of early American numismatic history. What makes the Brasher doubloon so significant is what it represents. American entrepreneurship and craftsmanship before there was even a federal government to regulate currency. Brasher was literally creating money in his workshop, and people trusted it because they trusted him. This particular doubloon features Brasher's EB punch on the eagle's breast, one of the rarest placements of his maker's mark. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of handcrafted American history from the era when individual artisans could create their own currency. The fact that this sold for nearly $3 million proves that pre-Constitution American artifacts are among the most coveted collectibles in the world. Number 8 on our countdown, the 1907 ultra-high relief St Gaudens Double Eagle, $2,990,000 for what many consider the most beautiful coin ever created by the United States Mint. President Theodore Roosevelt commissioned sculptor Augustus St Goddins to redesign American gold coinage, and St Goddins delivered something extraordinary. The ultra-high relief version features incredibly detailed 3-dimensional sculpting, with the eagle and liberty appearing to leap off the coin's surface. But here's the problem. It was too beautiful for mass production. The extreme relief required multiple strikes from the mint's presses, sometimes 8 or 9 hits to bring up all the detail. This made production impossibly slow and expensive for regular circulation. Only a few dozen of these ultra-high relief pieces were ever completed. Most were given to government officials or kept as presentation pieces. The mint quickly switched to a lower relief version that could be mass-produced, but those original ultra-high specimens became instant legends. This represents the moment when American coinage reached its artistic peak. St Gaudens created a coin so stunning that it was literally too perfect for everyday use. Every surviving example is essentially a miniature sculpture made from gold. At number 7, the 1927 Denver St Gaudens Double Eagle. $3,090,000 for the coin that represents the twilight of America's gold standard. 1927 was one of the last years the United States minted gold coins for circulation. The Denver Mint produced these $20 double eagles, but most Americans had already stopped using gold coins in daily transactions. Paper money and smaller denomination coins had taken over commerce. When the Great Depression hit in 1929, followed by Roosevelt's gold recall in 1933, most of these coins were turned into the government and melted. The Denver Mint mark makes this even rarer, as Western mints typically had smaller production runs and lower survival rates. Finding a 1927 Denver Double Eagle in mint condition is like discovering a time capsule from the last days of American prosperity before the crash. The $3 million sale price in 2021 reflects not just its rarity, but its significance as one of the final chapters in the story of American gold coinage. After 1933, gold coins became collector's items rather than currency, making specimens like this the end of an era. Number 6 brings us the 1913 Liberty Head Nickel, $3,290,000 for a coin that was never supposed to exist. In 1913, the U.S. Mint officially switched from the Liberty Head design to the new Buffalo nickel. Production of Liberty Head nickels was supposed to stop completely, but somehow 5 Liberty Head nickels dated 1913 were created. Nobody knows exactly how these coins came to be. Some believe a mint employee struck them without authorization, possibly as souvenirs or for personal profit. Others think they were created as experimental pieces that somehow escaped the mint. What we do know is that all 5 coins eventually ended up in the hands of collector Samuel Brown, who kept their existence secret for years. This particular nickel became famous when it appeared in an episode of Hawaii Five-0 in the 1970s, introducing millions of television viewers to the world of rare coin collecting. The TV appearance made it the most recognizable of the 5 known examples. Only 5 1913 Liberty Head nickels exist in the entire world. Number 5 on our countdown, the 1804 silver dollar, $3,360,000 for a coin with one of the biggest lies in American numismatics. Here's the thing, this coin isn't from 1804. It was actually struck in the 1830s, but it bears the date 1804. Why? Because the State Department needed prestigious gifts for foreign dignitaries, and they thought an 1804 dated silver dollar would be impressive. The Mint struck these Class 1 1804 dollars as part of special presentation sets intended for kings, emperors, and other heads of state. Only 8 examples were ever made, making them among the rarest silver dollars in American history. What makes this coin fascinating is that it represents early American diplomacy through numismatics. The young United States wanted to impress the world with its coinage, so they created these backdated masterpieces as symbols of American prestige and craftsmanship. The irony is that these fake 1804 dollars are now worth far more than any real 1804 silver dollar would be, if any actually existed. The Mint didn't produce silver dollars in 1804, making these diplomatic gifts the only 1804 dollars ever created. This particular Class 1 example sold for over $3 million, proving that sometimes the most valuable coins are the ones with the most interesting stories, even if those stories involve a little creative dating. At number 4, the 1795 Eagle with 9 leaves, $3,360,000 for a coin from the very beginning of American gold coinage. 1795 was only the second year the United States Mint produced gold coins. These $10 eagles were among the first official gold coins of the new republic, struck when George Washington was still president and the country was barely 20 years old. The 9 leaves designation refers to a specific variety where the olive branch on the reverse has exactly 9 leaves. leaves. This might sound like a minor detail, but in the world of early American gold coins, these small differences can mean millions of dollars. Most 1795 eagles didn't survive. Gold coins were heavily used in commerce, melted for their metal content, or simply lost over more than 2 centuries. Finding one in collectible condition is extraordinarily rare. Finding one with the specific 9 leaves variety is almost impossible. This coin represents American independence made tangible. When this eagle was struck, the United States was still proving it could function as a nation. Number 3 brings us the Saddle Ridge Horde. $10 million for a discovery that proves treasure hunting isn't just for movies. February 2013, a California couple was walking their dog on their property when they noticed something metallic sticking out of the ground. What they found changed their lives forever. 1,427 gold coins buried in 8 metal cans. The hoard contained coins dating from 1847 to 1894, most of them $20 double eagles in pristine condition. But the crown jewel was an 1866 San Francisco double eagle with no motto, one of the rarest coins in American history. Nobody knows who buried these coins or why. The burial likely happened in the 1870s or 80s, possibly by someone who didn't trust banks or was hiding assets during economic uncertainty. For over a century, this fortune sat undisturbed in the California hills. What makes this discovery even more remarkable is the condition of the coins. Many were in mint state, meaning they looked exactly like they did when they left the San Francisco Mint decades earlier. The dry California soil had preserved them perfectly. The couple sold most of the hoard through various auction houses, with the total value reaching approximately $10 million, but they kept the exact location secret, leading many to wonder if there might be more treasure still buried on their property. Number 2 on our countdown, the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar, $12 million, for what many consider the most important coin in American history. This is believed to be among the very first silver dollars struck by the United States Mint. We're talking about the birth of American currency, the moment when the new republic began producing its own money instead of relying on foreign coins. The flowing hair design was created by Robert Scott, the first chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. Liberty's flowing hair represented freedom, while the eagle on the reverse symbolized the strength of the new nation. Every detail was carefully chosen to reflect American values and independence. Only about 120 to 130 examples of the 1794 flowing hair dollar are known to survive. Most were heavily circulated, worn down to the point where details are barely visible. But this particular coin, this one survived in remarkable condition. When it sold for $12 million in 2022, it set a new record for the most expensive coin ever sold at auction at that time. The price reflected not just its rarity, but its status as the foundation of American numismatics. Number 1 on our countdown, the 1933 St Gaudens Double Eagle, $18,900,000, the most expensive coin ever sold in American history. 1933 was the year everything changed for American gold coins. President Franklin D. Roosevelt banned private ownership of gold, forcing citizens to turn in their gold coins to the government. The Philadelphia Mint had already struck 445,500 of these beautiful Saint Gaudens Double Eagles, but the order came down: melt them all. The government's solution was simple: destroy every single coin. But they missed a few, and those few coins would become the stuff of legend. Most of these $20 gold pieces never made it out of the mint. They went straight into the furnace, but somehow a small number escaped. The most famous belonged to King Farouk of Egypt, a notorious collector who somehow acquired one before the melt order. For decades, the government hunted these coins like stolen treasure. When they surfaced, federal agents confiscated them, but this one had special legal status. After years of court battles and authentication, it became the only 1933 Double Eagle legally authorized for private ownership. When Sotheby's auctioned it in 2021, collectors around the world knew they were witnessing history. The hammer fell at $18.9 million, not just a record, but a statement about the power of rarity and the allure of forbidden treasure. But what makes these coins truly valuable isn't just their rarity or their metal content, it's the stories they carry. Each one is a time capsule, a witness to moments when America was defining itself, when individual craftsmen were creating currency by hand, when government policies were reshaping the very nature of money itself. If you enjoyed diving into the incredible world of America's most valuable coins, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Keep your eyes open. You never know what piece of American history might be waiting for you to discover it. See you in the next video.